right at it.
Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem was what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. This all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action, they make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no respond, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now, nigga, I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch. I had to get it, it's vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the ghost. And they know I'm raw, and they know the spot, and I'm feeling large, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they hear on March. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You get focused on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' be the devil. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home with the truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
Welcome to Atlanta. Price is Officer 5000, Jeremiah, camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's gonna have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
Okay.
Homie, I've been
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and a brother or a sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him, say, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Where are you? Don't mean I can't find you. It means like who is this nigga? But where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Ham wa Aidya Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
Right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had printers on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Barakatham to all my brothers, Yahweh Shema Alatan Bashim Yahushai to all my sisters. With your ISUPK started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the commanding journey Yohana. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth about the Bible, about God's chosen people and who they really are. Not the so-called Jewish man that sits up in Tel Aviv committing all acts of homosexuality. That's so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true biblical Israelites. Right? And with that knowledge, with that history, with that identity comes a culture, comes rules, and comes laws. All right. Now today we're doing a scripture breakdown class. I'll be teaching, I'll be holding it down. You know what I'm saying? If anybody has any questions at all, any scriptures need broken down, bring any question to the class and we will break it down according to the Bible. All right. Let me see. If anyone has any questions in the class, you'll just let me know. Otherwise, we'll get into a topic. All right. We'll get into a topic. Let me see what y'all got.
You could give an announcement, Passover, hotels, come to the school as well. Please.
Come on. As we should all know by now, we have the Lord's 56th annual Passover coming up on the 12th of April, right, in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, we'll be having events from the 9th all the way through to the 13th, ending with the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right, make sure you've paid your Passover fee. If you hadn't, go to ISUPK.com. Click on pay your Passover fee. Pay it. All right, pay your Passover fee for everybody above the age of 17. Get it paid. That will give you access to all ISUPK events, including the Lamb Slaughters, including Jeremiah Hyman's scripture breakdown class, including the Old Black Party. I mean, that is going to be a movie. Look, I can't wait. All right, Lord, I'll see you all there. The Passover, unleavened bread, everything. All right. We also have classes throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? We have a school located in the UK in Birmingham. 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. We hold classes there every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 p.m. till 9. We also hold online classes from every Tuesday and Friday, from 7 till 9. You know what I'm saying? We also have the On the Ends radio show from 9 till 11 on a Friday. We also have the Real Time Revelations, you know what I'm saying, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday and every Thursday. You know what I'm saying? It's usually on the TikTok. Recently, it's had to be on my Facebook. All right, Officer Raul Banyami. Just follow me. All right, make sure you catch it. Make sure you comment. Make sure you like everything. Share everything. All right, get this truth out. All right, let me see if we got any questions yet. Go ahead.
Sha'ara asked, how long are you unclean for if you go to a funeral, and is it wise to attend anyone's funeral if you're not really that close?
Okay, the sister asked, how long are you unclean for if you attend a funeral? All right, bear with me one moment. Okay, so it will be if you visit a burying ground. All right, it's an excellent question. All right, give me 1 second.
Numbers 19:11.
Numbers 19. You could give me 19 and verse 11.
What is it, 19?
Numbers 19 verse 11. So what was the sister's question again?
How long are you unclean for if you go to a funeral, and is it wise to attend anyone's funeral if you're not really that close?
Okay. Right, so we're going to read in the Bible how long you'd be unclean for. In answer to your second question, we'll get to that second. All right? You have that scripture.
Numbers chapter 19 and verse, was it 20? Did you say 20? 19? 11. My bad. Numbers chapter 19 and verse 11. He that toucheth the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days.
So if you touch the unalived carcass of any man or woman, and it's really talking about mankind. If you touch a dead body, you're unclean for how long?
7 days.
For 7 days. For 7 days you are unclean, right? Meaning sundown and then 6 more sundowns after that. 7 days. All right, go ahead.
He shall purify himself with it on the third day.
You shall purify yourself with it on the third day. All right, read on.
And on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the third day, then the 7th day he shall not be clean.
Okay, so if you touch a dead body, then you have 7 days you're unclean for. You're supposed to purify yourself on the third day. But if you don't purify yourself on the third day, on the 7th day, you're still unclean. Right? You're not clean. You have to purify yourself. You have to wash yourself. You have to clean yourself. All right, read.
Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purified not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord.
If you don't purify yourself, you touch the dead body, you just don't purify yourself. You might be grieving and you're at home and you're just crying and wallowing. You don't clean yourself on the third day, you're defiling the tabernacle. That's right. You're supposed to purify yourself. Yeah? That's right. You could be grieving, it could be whatever. You have to follow the law. So you can be purified, so you can be clean. You can be clean once again. All right, read on.
God. And that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
That soul will be cut off from Israel. The Bible is very strict. The Bible is not, Christians make it seem like the law, statutes, and commandments are suggestions. These are strict rules that you must abide by. Right. In those days, if you broke these laws, you were put to death. That's right. You were stoned. You were whipped. You were put in prison, depending on some crimes. You were fined. Like these are very serious crimes. A lot of them, you'd just be unalive. You'd be cut off from Israel.
Right.
You just you're disowned from the nation. All right. Read on.
Because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him.
Because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon you. And you haven't purified yourself. You haven't cleaned yourself. You haven't bathed. You need to bathe. Even if you're grieving, you still need to bathe. Clean yourself. All right, read on.
He shall be unclean. His uncleanness is yet upon him.
So if you don't bathe, your uncleanness is yet upon you. All right, it's yet upon you. Now you're, again, like if you don't clean yourself, and you end up cut off from the nation of it, from the nation, you end up you cut yourself off from somebody who's not going to return. They're unalived. You're grieving. We understand that. But you need to make sure you still follow the law. You have to purify yourself so you don't end up, just breaking the law because you're sad, you're upset. We understand. But you cannot break the law. You'll be cut off from the nation of Israel for somebody that's not coming back.
That's right.
You have to move on, in a sense. You have to move forward now. It's a very hard thing. Losing a loved one is a very hard thing. But what you cannot lose is your own life.
That's right.
You can't lose your own life because somebody else lost theirs. You have to live for them.
That's right.
You have to make sure you live righteously so that even when they reincarnate, they could come back and maybe in your lineage. If you love a close relative, like one of your brothers or your mother, your father, they could come back through you. And because you kept the law so fervently, they come back in a blessed situation where they know the law. They don't come back and they're destroyed because you've been cut off from the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You keep the law for your loved ones, for those that passed away, for those that are still alive. All right? We done?
John. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. All that come into the tent and all that is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days.
If somebody, is unalived in a tent or in a house or in some room, you know what I'm saying, in a house where you reside, right? In those days, we resided in tents, right? If you unalived in your house, and what they say, everybody that enters into that house or enters into that tent also becomes unclean just by the air. You don't even have to physically touch the body. If you are in the same house, the same tent, or the same room as a person who's unalived, you become unclean. All right, read on. For how long?
Shall be unclean 7 days.
Again, you're unclean 7 days. All right, read on.
God. 15. And every open vessel which has not covered bound, which have no covering bound upon it is unclean.
And every vessel, everything that contains something, you can have a cup, a pot. If it's not covered and it's in that air that dead body is in, that is also unclean. It's also unclean. Like even the pot of rice, if the pot of rice, is uncovered and somebody drops it alive, the pot of rice is unclean. You cannot eat it. Throw it away. All right. Water, you could have a cup of water, a cup of juice. You could have some good liquor. But the liquor, the top is off of the liquor. The liquor ain't good no more. You have to throw it away. It's unclean.
That's what the Henny.
You have to dash it with the Henny. You have to dash it with it. All right, read on.
Unclean. And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with the sword in the open field, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave.
Right. So if you touch, somebody who's slain in battle, again, a dead body, right, or the bone of a man. It could be just a man's bones. For some reason, you're going to dig somebody up and you find his bones. If you touch them bones, you're unclean.
That's right.
You're unclean. Or what? What was the last one? Grave.
Or grave. Right.
Or a grave. If you touch a grave, you are also unclean. All right? You touch a grave, you're unclean. Read on.
Or a grave shall be unclean 7 days.
If you touch a grave, you're unclean 7 days. All right, read on.
And for an unclean person, they shall take off the ashes of the burnt heifer. And for an unclean person, they shall take of the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin, and running water shall be put thereon, thereto, in a vessel.
So these are things you would do to in the purification process. You have the burnt ashes of a heifer, like a she cow, right? A heifer. You have water poured into a vessel, and then read on.
And a clean person shall take hyssop and dip it in the water and sprinkle it upon the tent and upon all the vessels and upon the persons that were there and upon him that toucheth a bone.
So you sprinkle this, you use a hyssop, dip it in, and then sprinkle it on everything that was touched to purify it, right? To now make it clean. Every person, everything that touches it, I guess even the vessels, the tent, wherever it is, you put it on that to purify it. Read on.
Or one slain, or one dead, or a grave. And the clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean, and on the third day, and on the seventh day, and on the seventh day, he shall purify himself and wash his clothes.
Right. Purify yourself, you wash your clothes. In answer to the sister's first question, you're unclean for 7 days. Right? You're unclean for 7 days. If you touch a grave, you by the grave site, you know what I'm saying, you touch the dead body, you touch the bone, you touch the air that is, you know, in a tent or a house or anything like that, you're unclean for 7 days. Right? What's the second part of the sister's question?
Second part is this for hygiene reasons?
Is this for hygiene?
The
first question.
Oh, this is first.
If you get to Matthew 8 and verse 21.
Is it wise to attend anyone's funeral if you're not really that close?
Is it wise to attend anyone's funeral if you're not really that close? Okay, I'm gonna get into this question now. If you're not close, it's really up to you. Now, you don't want to seem like you're heartless. If this is somebody that your family is grieving for and you're not there, you can be there, but you're just out partying. Meanwhile, the whole rest of the family is grieving. You probably want to go to the funeral. You probably want to go to the funeral, show face. You know what I'm saying? Grieve for your family member that is unalived. As the nation of Israel, we should grieve for those that have passed, our family members, our close relatives. We should grieve for anybody, any brother that passes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? As a nation of Israel, we've become distant as a family because of what we learned from our oppressor. Our oppressor doesn't care about family. Our oppressor is selfish and self-centered and narcissistic. We as a nation, we used to have much more compassion. If somebody dies, the whole town is grieving. Forget about just the family. So you want to, it's not unwise to attend the funeral, even if you weren't super close. Attend the funeral, even show support for those of your family who you are close with, that were closer to that person. Show your support to them. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have, if it's one of the Lord's high holidays coming up, and you know that if you go to this funeral you're going to be unclean, but you want to make this high holy day, you should make the high holy day. All right? You should make the whole high holy day. If you're confused about what you should do, contact your camp leader, but you should make the high holy day. Keep the law, statutes, commandments. All right, we're going to get that in the Bible. You can read Matthew 8 and
Is it 32?
Matthew 8 and 25.
Oh,
no, 21. Sorry.
Okay. Matthew chapter 8, verse 21. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father.
So Christ asked this brother to follow him. Get up and follow him. And one of the disciples said, Lord, let me suffer first to go and bury my father. Now, this is a father. This is somebody who's very close to you. Your father is close to you. Damn near one of the closest people. Your father, your mother will be the closest, your siblings next, your children next, or however. These things are close, right? So suffer me first to go and bury my father. And what did Christ say?
God. But Yahushua said unto him, follow me, and let the dead bury their dead.
But Yahushua said, follow me. I understand you're grieving. Your father has just passed and you want to bury him. It's an honorable thing, but follow me and let the dead bury the dead. The work we have in the ISUPK, the work we have being Israelites, the work we have being God's chosen people and keeping the law, statutes, commandments, doing these high holy days or going to camp is more important. It's more important. You can let the dead bury the dead. Either way, they're going to end up in the ground.
That's right.
Even another day after camp, after you've come back, you can go and visit the grave. Then you can bake the grave, then be unclean for 7 days. But if you have something that's more important, this truth, this word is more important.
That's right.
Than even your father, even your brother, your mother. It's more important. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High is more important than anything. All right. Christ said, "Let the dead bury the dead." He said. What did he say? If you could read that
22 again. But Yahushua said unto him, follow me, and let the dead bury their dead.
Christ said, don't even worry about it. Follow me.
That's right.
There's a mission. The mission is more important than anything.
That's right.
These laws, statutes, commandments, and upholding what we have built in the ISUPK is more important than anything. All right. Follow me. All right. We should follow Christ and let the dead bury the dead.
That's right.
It might seem heartless. I don't mean you have to miss every funeral, You can go to funerals, but if it conflicts with something that has to do with the Lord, if it conflicts with something to do with the Most High, follow Christ.
That's right.
Follow Christ and let the dead bury the dead. You can visit the grave after. All right, if that answers the sister's question. I shared another question.
It was. Is this for hygiene reasons?
Is it for hygiene reasons? In a sense, yes. Right? Yes. The Bible says you are unclean, right? Which of course would be a form of hygiene. Now, you can shower, you can do whatever. The Bible says you're unclean for 7 days. So if you want to call it hygiene reason, I'll just call it because you're unclean. That's why. Because you would be unclean. All right, according to the Bible. You might think to yourself, well, you know, I've used all types of soaps. I'm clean. It's the next day. No, the Bible says you're unclean. The Most High says you're unclean for 7 days. He knows better than we do. He knows better than we do. He set rules and set how long you're unclean for because he made you. He knows why you're unclean. He knows how long you should be unclean for. All right, just follow those rules. That's it. You can think it's to do with, go ahead.
So lucky with that also, when someone dies and the reason you're unclean for 7 days is because when people die, they die from something. So once you step into wherever they are, we want to make sure you're quarantined in case you got to get whatever they died from.
Right.
So you have to stay away for 7 days so you don't kill the rest of the nation.
Facts. No, Khan, that's a heavy point. As the brother said, I don't know if you picked up on the camera or in the audio. If somebody dies, they usually die for a reason. It could be some disease that's contagious. All right. So in a sense, you have to quarantine for those 7 days. You're unclean for 7 days to make sure that what that person might have been unalived from, it don't pass to anybody else and cause further death. You know what I'm saying? All right, but that's that. You got another question? Put it up. Put it up on the screen.
I think that's a lot of okay.
Adam Muhammad said, are you prepared to work with any other Israelite groups who may follow the Hebrew Israelite law in order to help our people survive, to our people revise or save themselves?
Okay, when you say our people, I heard his name said what? Adam Muhammad?
Adam Muhammad.
Adam Muhammad. Adam Muhammad, where are you from? You say our people. Adam Muhammad sound Arab to me. It sounds Muslim to me. Where are you from? Let me know. All right, let me know. Then I'll answer the question. All right. If there's any other questions, we'll get around to that. You know, while this person's let me know where they from.
Nakapaya One West said, Shalom Lord Christ. That's loud. Nakapaya One West said, Shalom Lord and Christ. With Passover approaching, what do those people who cannot attend, do they keep it at home, e.g. buy a leg of lamb, etc.?
If you cannot make it, if you cannot attend, you will of course be able to attend the Sabbath service online. You'll be able to attend the Sabbath service online. Really, you want to make it. You want to absolutely make sure you make it, but if you absolutely cannot, you can attend the Sabbath service online, and you will do the steps to keep the law. You'll make unleavened bread. You'll have lamb, right? You'll do what you can do, though, because you can't make it physically to the Passover, right? So you can still have the lamb. You still have the bitter herbs and unleavened bread. Really, the Passover where the nation congregates. So although you're at home, the Passover is where we congregate and we keep the Passover as one nation. Right? If you can't make it, you can still show the Lord that you're trying, right? You don't just because go ahead. Right, as the brother said, if you can't make it, you still pay your Passover fee. Damn right, still pay your Passover fee, so that those who maybe cannot pay it, they could attend the Passover. All right, but yeah, you can still have the lamb, you can still have the unleavened bread at home, you still attend the Sabbath service at home, right? You can show the Lord that you're in the spirit of trying, and it was by no fault of your own. It's not like you just neglected the Passover, you couldn't make it for whatever reason. When the contact, you can't believe the deceive it if it excuse absence, right? But you could still keep the customs of the Passover even though you're at home. You still need to get the unleavened out of your house. You can keep the feast of unleavened bread. It's the same way, right? Read. Well, if you have any more questions,
he said he needs to read exactly how my question.
That's allowed. Put it on the screen.
Said he needs to read my question properly. Tell him to read exactly what I wrote, not change it.
Okay. What you need to do, take it, come out of the screen. What you need to do is tell me where you're from. Answer my question.
That's right.
Answer my question.
That's right.
Tell my brother how to read your question. I can have him read it 10 times. I can have him read it no times. Answer my question. Let me know where you're from, and then I'll address your question. All right. You got any more questions aside from that? Or what? All right, no sweat. All right, let me get into my topic. Let me ask the audience: is Easter in the Bible? All right, that's a question to everybody. Is Easter in the Bible? All right, y'all let me know that question. Put a con or a in the chat. Yes, no. Is Easter in the Bible? All right. We give it a few moments before we get into it. All right. See if anybody gets anything. Is Easter in the Bible? Anybody in the class want to have it? Let's see.
What's up on Easter in the Bible?
It's falsely translated in was it Acts 12 and 4? 12 and 4.
Absolutely. What did he say? This Adam guy?
That's nothing else.
Oh, okay. Somebody said
Nakapias, one West said La'ah.
Okay, Nakapias said La'ah. Okay, Easter is not in the Bible. Okay. Let's see if there's any more answers. Okay, I'll take. Hold on. What do you say?
I'm from UK.
Read.
I'm from the UK. My parents are from the Caribbean.
Your parents are from the Caribbean. Okay, I don't believe. With a name like Adam Muhammad, your parents are from the Caribbean. I mean,
right.
If it's that your family is falling into Islam or something along those lines, I feel sorry for you, brother.
Adam Campbell.
Right. I'd said Adam Jones or something. Right. Adam McKenzie. But I don't know about Adam Muhammad. All right. What are other people saying about the Easter?
Ira Banyamian said the word Easter, yes, but the feast Easter, as in today, La'ah.
No sign Christ. I'll take that.
Then Nakapai One West again said, actually, I heard it's on there one time. Then Ahawa said, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Allah.
Okay.
And then that's another question.
Okay, no sweat. I want you to share the screen and put on the Blue Light Bible. All right. Tazapawan, Nakapaya, Ira, you're all correct. The word Easter is in the Bible once. Of all the times it's in the Bible once, right? But as Tazapawan rightly said, it's a mistranslation. It's a mistranslation. All you have to do is go into the Greek, which the you know what I'm saying, when the Bible was translated, it was in the Hebrew and in the Greek, and then translated into English. Every other time it has this word I'm about to show you. It has select window.
Yeah. No, it's
you sure? You got it? All right, no sweat. Put it on the Blue Letter Bible. All right, so get it. Acts 12 and verse 4. Read that verse.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him.
This talking about King Herod. He captured somebody and put him in prison and delivered him. Read on.
Intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
Intending after Easter, right? So a Christian one will say, well, look, Easter's in the Bible. Easter's in the Bible. Look, that's why I celebrate Easter. That's why, every year we have eggs covered in paint and chocolate bunnies and chocolate eggs. And, Easter's in the Bible. See? All right, go into the verse. If you could, open up the, where it says tools on the left of the verse. Click on that. Yep. Click on the, scroll down and find the word Easter. And then click on the G number. Yep, click on that. All right, so when you look at the word Easter, it's translated as Easter. When you go into it, it's what? Read the pronunciation. It's pronounced what? Pascha, right? Pascha, right? You see it?
Come on.
Read the root word. It says root word etymology. Right underneath pronunciation. Right here. Read that.
The Hebrew word.
Read it. The full thing.
Of Armenic origin.
Of Aramaic origin. All right, and the word is Pesach. All right, Pesach, which we all know is the Passover.
That's right.
All right, Passover again coming up in April 12th.
That's right.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Come on.
At the Marriott. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you make it there. The flyers, you have all the information. Make it there.
That's right.
All right. All right, so it comes from the root Pesach. Pesach is the Hebrew for Passover. All right, this word Pascha comes from this word Pesach. All right, scroll down. I read the outline of biblical usage.
Outline of biblical usage. The Pesach sacrifice, which is accustomed to be offered for the people's deliverance of old from Egypt.
So you read it again.
The Paschal sacrifice, which was accustomed to be offered for the people for the people's deliverance of old.
The Paschal sacrifice, aka the Passover sacrifice. Right. So it says Easter in the Bible. It's not talking about Easter. It's talking about Passover. All right, the Passover sacrifice, which was offered, for the people's deliverance out of the land of Egypt. Which, of course, we all know the story of Passover, right? Read on the second definition.
The Paschal lamb, the lamb the Israelites were accustomed to slay and eat on the 14th day of the month of Nisan.
Which we are about to do in the 14th day of the month Nisan or Adar. We're about to do it. On the 12th of April, we're about to eat that lamb, which is a custom of the people of Israel. It's our custom to do so. Read on.
Nisan, the first month of their year, in memory of the day on which their fathers, preparing to depart from Egypt, were bidden by God to slay and eat a lamb, and to sprinkle their doorposts with its blood, that the destroying angel, seeing the blood, might pass over their dwellings. Christ crucified is likened to the slain Paschal lamb.
Right.
The number 3.
Hold on 1 second. So it says Christ is likened to the Paschal lamb. The same way a lamb, we unalive the lamb, sprinkle this blood on the doorpost so that the death angel passed over us and unalive all those Egyptian babies. Right. All those Egyptian firstborn, they were unalive.
That's right.
God's people, those people that followed that command to count the one kind and sprinkle the blood, did exactly as they were commanded to do, lived. Right. It's the same way that Christ is likened to that lamb, but he was unalived. And if we follow the law, statutes, commandments, we follow the orders that the Most High gave us, and we have Christ as the lamb to redeem us, to protect us, so that the death angel passes over us. In the same way, Christ was a sacrifice, the same way the lamb was a sacrifice to deliver us, Christ was a sacrifice so that we could also in this time be delivered. Right. All right, we done?
The Paschal supper.
The Passover supper. All right, we done?
The Paschal feast.
If I may, but the Passover also is known as the Last Supper.
Right. We're gonna get to that. Read
on. The Paschal feast, the feast of the Passover.
Right, the feast of the Passover. So don't get confused by Pascal. It's Passover. That's what it is.
Right.
All right, read.
Extending from the 14th to the 20th day of the month of Nisan.
Right, so that's the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is in total 8 days. You know what I'm saying? You have the Passover, and then you have the Feast of Unleavened Bread that starts, and then that goes on for 7 more days. Right? No, one time in this definition did I hear anything about eggs or bunnies or chocolate.
That's right.
Or, anything. Even resurrection. I don't see that in here. They say Easter is about resurrection and Good Friday and what is it, Easter Sunday? Which the math don't add up when you add up the days of how long it took Christ to rise out of the tomb. The math don't even add up. The whole thing is a lie, right? But yeah, Easter is the word Easter is in the Bible. The tradition of Easter, as Ira said and as Stopone said, is not in the Bible. You can't find in the Bible anything to celebrate the resurrection of Christ. You can't find in the Bible Good Friday and Easter Sunday and whatever. You can't find that in the Bible. Get me next the questions we asked ChatGPT. All right, matter of fact, check the comments real quick. Let's see what's in there.
Adam Muhammad said, "Can you answer my question? Can you answer my question now, as you said you would?" Same thing again.
Okay, no sweat. Let's go back to his question.
Khan, it says, "Are you prepared to work with other Israelite groups who may not follow Hebrew Israelite law in order to help our people revise, save themselves?"
Okay, you said you're prepared to work with other Israelite groups who don't follow the law. First things first, the ISUPK is not affiliated with any fake Israelite group.
Right.
We're not affiliated with any of them.
Right.
If they want to join us, they are going to have to keep the law.
That's right.
They're going to have to keep the law. They're going to join us. Now, when you say work, like you could have some debate where you're, like I seen Captain Tazariak, he was on a debate with some other brother from some fake Israelite group. You can work with them, but they are not a part of us. We are completely different. You could debate them. You could, whatever, to teach our people the truth. Right. But to say, are you prepared to work with, what was his question? Read it again.
Are you prepared to work with other Israelite groups who may not follow Hebrew Israelite law in order to help our people revise, save themselves?
If they do not keep the law, then how are they an Israelite group? What makes them an Israelite group? If not just by nationality.
Right.
Because we all Israelite, but what's the difference between that and the Christian church? If they don't keep the law, what's the difference between us working with, black Muslims?
That's right.
Working with black Christians.
That's right.
They don't keep the law. They're nothing, nothing better than a Christian. You think just knowing you're an Israelite means that we all one and unity? And no, we are not affiliated with any fake Israelite.
That's right.
That doesn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. In the
Right.
ISUPK, we keep these law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
If you want to be affiliated with us, if you want to work with us, you are going to have to keep God's laws. You're going to have to get up under this banner and follow the rules and the order they set. All right, you follow Christ. You follow the man that's under Christ, commanding General Yohanan, the highest ranking man on the face of this earth under Christ. All right, you follow him because we follow the law. We have the authority. We're not affiliated with any other fake Israelite group who, as you say, they clearly don't. All of them, they don't keep the laws.
Right.
They don't. I mean, all you have to do is look at Sakari. They in there putting stuff up their butts. Salakia. It's nasty work. All you have to do is look at them purple homosexuals, and they do all types of things, pimping out women and getting a sister unalive and allowing Hamites in their group. They do not keep the law. So no, we will not join with them or have any sort of unity camp or any sort of nonsense like that. If they want to join the ISUPK, they can get in all black.
That's right.
They can get in all black and learn the same way I learned when I came out of the world. I used to be in the world and was sinning and not keeping the law. They can also come out of the world where they're not keeping the law and come and get in all black and start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Start learning from the men that know the Bible. If that answers your question, let me know.
Right, I've got Matthew 12 and 13.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 12 and verse 30. He that is not with me is against me.
Read that again.
He that is not with me is against me.
The Bible says, he that is not with me. If you're not with Christ, if you're not with the Most High, if you're not with these law, statutes, commandments, then you are against Christ.
That's right.
You are against the Most High. You are against the law, statutes, commandments. You are against the ISUPK.
That's right.
If you are not with us, you are against us. That's that. Any more questions?
So, okay, there's a bit more.
Go ahead, sir.
And he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad.
And if you don't gather with me, you don't gather with Christ. If I don't see you at the Passover,
That's right.
You ain't with us.
That's right.
You are not with us. You're scattered abroad. You're elsewhere. You're just some other group. You're some other group that is in the way of people joining the truth, the home of the truth.
That's right.
You're in the way of people finding the brothers that will actually keep the law.
Right.
Because you don't keep the law. You don't. But you will claim to be an Israelite. You take our breakdowns and confuse people, how people join your group.
That's right.
Pay you tithes. So you can buy butt plugs and buy
That's right.
and buy pegging kits.
Right.
That's what you do. You scatter the flock. If you ain't gathered with us, you are against us. Right? Any more on that?
That's it.
No sign of Christ. Any more questions?
Keep going. So you would never have worked with Malcolm X then to help black people?
Malcolm X was what, Nation of Islam?
Car.
I mean, why would we work with Islam when we have the true God?
That's right.
Why would we work with Islam when we have the living God in this Bible? Why would we work with something that serves a rock, or is it subservient to the Arabs? I want to be over the Arabs. I don't want to be subservient to the Arabs.
That's right.
I don't want to bow down and kiss a rock that looks like some lady parts. I don't want to do that. When we work with the brother, if he wants to work with us, then he can get in all black.
That's right.
Malcolm X can get in all black.
That's right.
Martin Luther King, if he wants to work with us, he can get in all black.
Right.
That's right.
Stop dealing with them white women. That's what he would need to do.
Right.
They can work with us. They need to get in all black. That's it. That's that. If you have any more, please. Any more questions?
Come on. Arma Ahova said, Salaki said, the scripture you quoted earlier, why did Christ refer to them as the dead?
Why did Christ refer to them as the dead? Well, he said, let the dead bury the dead. Okay, he says, where it says, let the dead bury the dead, it's because they are not in life. Let me ask you, sis, what does it mean to have life? What is life according to the Bible? Because, of course, dead people cannot bury dead people. There's not zombies running around. It's not the Walking Dead. There's spiritually the Walking Dead, but there aren't actually dead people that, have the strength to get up and bury another dead person. Right? In the Bible, there is death and there is life. If you could, I don't know, would you give him a scripture? Okay. All right, so there is death and there is life. So why would Christ say, let the dead bury the dead? Let me see if the sister can answer my question. Or what is life according to the Bible? I'll give you some time. Let me see. For time's sake, I'm gonna give it to you. If she does get it, just let me know. Say Salakia, put up the comment. All right. Life according to the Bible is keeping the law, statutes, commandments.
Right.
If you do not keep the law, statutes, commandments, you could be breathing. You could be breathing. You could be, you could run a marathon. You are spiritually dead.
That's right.
If you do not keep these law, statutes, commandments, you are spiritually dead. Right. So when Christ said, "Let the dead bury the dead," he was talking to one of his disciples, a man who followed Christ. This man would have kept the law. He had life.
Right.
But his family did not keep the law. They were spiritually dead. And so Christ said, let the dead bury the dead. Let those who are spiritually dead bury those who are physically dead. Because this disciple had work to do.
That's right.
He's alive and can bring other people to life.
That's right.
Instead, he has to bury his father, which, you're burying somebody who's dead, and then you can't do the work for 7 days.
Right.
Instead of burying somebody who's dead, you could give life to people. You could raise people from the dead.
Right.
That's why Christ said, no, follow me. Follow me so you can raise people from the dead instead of burying the dead. All right? Let the dead bury the dead. All right? If you understand, let me know. Just type in Khan. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. Be done. All right?
Khan, 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead, while she liveth.
We heavy scripture. The water said. The Bible says, "She that liveth in pleasure." If you live in pleasure, you live in according to the flesh. You just live to what your body tells you to do.
Right.
That's
You're
right.
hungry, so the first thing you see is a hot dog or a BLT, bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. You put that in your mouth.
Right.
You put that in your filthy mouth because you live in pleasure. You just sleep with whatever you want to sleep with. You just get an urge and you jump on it, and you sleep with whatever you want to sleep with. You do whatever your body tells you to do. You eat whatever you want to eat. You become like an animal. You live in pleasure. What does it say? Read that part again.
Khan. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead, while she liveth.
If you are a person that lives in pleasure, you live in pleasure and you live not according to the laws, then you are dead while you liveth.
Right.
You're dead even though you're alive.
That's right.
You're a dead man walking. You
That's
ever
right.
heard that phrase?
Right.
You are a dead man walking.
That's right.
Because it's only a matter of time. If you stay in that lifestyle, it's only a matter of time before you come physically dead. The Most High will deal with you. Because another scripture in the Bible says, just because judgment is not executed swiftly, matter of fact, I'm going to find that.
Right.
That's not to the question. I can paraphrase it. All right? Because judgment is not executed swiftly, that it is fully set in the heart of them to do evil. Right? Don't think just because you're not physically dead that you are alive. If you are not living according to this, the law, statutes, commandments, then you are not alive. Your life, if you don't follow the laws, if you're not in the ISUPK, if you're not keeping the Passover on April 12th, then your life is worthless.
That's right.
Your life means nothing. In the Bible, it says, what does it say? This is the whole duty of man. Fear God and keep the commandments. For this is the whole duty of man.
Right.
If you are not fearing God and you are not keeping the commandments, your life means nothing.
That's right.
It means nothing. You are a dead man or a dead woman walking.
Like I've got one more in
Go ahead,
Proverbs.
sir. Come.
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
So when the sister asked, why does Christ say, let the dead bury the dead? In the bit that the brother just read, if you wander out of the way of understanding, you shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Right.
Again, a congregation means a gathering. Can dead people gather? No. But people who eat pork, they can gather. They gather every Sunday in the Christian church.
That's right.
You in the congregation of the dead.
Right.
Let them bury the dead. You have work to do. You can make people alive. You can save people's lives. All right. Any more questions? What else we got? Oh my, he ain't trying to defend, what's it, Malcolm X? That's it? Yeah, Malcolm X can get in all black. Make a clip out of that. Malcolm X needs to get in all black and join the ISUPK.
That's right.
He wanted to work with us. All right, and that's that. All right, let me get my, what else? Let me go to the chat GPT where we looked up, what did we look up? Why is Pascal translated as Easter? You should already be sharing, so you can just go to the tab. This one right here. And then click share. Sorry, this one. Where we have the chat GPT. This one. Yeah, there you go. Go to the question. All right. So read the question. Well, do all this. Yes, do all this. Read. This that's strong.
Sure. Yeah, this one.
Okay. Read.
It says, why is Pascal translated as Easter in the King James Version?
Go ahead.
In the King James Version of the Bible, the term Pascal is translated into Easter as Easter in Acts 12 verse 4.
In Acts 12 verse 4, the word Pascal is translated as Easter for some reason. Go ahead, let's find the reason.
This has been a subject of discussion and curiosity because Pascal is derived from the Hebrew word Pesach, which refers to the Jewish Passover.
I'm sure it has been a topic of conversation because, I mean, why would the same word every other time is translated as Passover? It's Pesach in the Hebrew. We know it derives from that, but in this one verse, it's translated as Easter. Right. Of course, it's been a topic of conversation because it doesn't make sense, and that's Christianity. Christianity does not make sense.
Absolutely,
it absolutely does not make sense. Like what? In Christianity, you put up a tree in your house. Why? Right. The Bible tells you specifically not to. It's in the Bible. In Jeremiah 10:5, it's in the Bible that the customs of the heathens are vain and not to follow them. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the workman with the axe, and puts it up and decorates it with silver and gold. That's Christmas. That's the traditions of Christmas in the Bible. Right. It tells you not to do it. The customs of the heathen are vain. But every 25th of December, they have the biggest Christmas service in the church. Because Christianity does not make sense. Read on.
Khan. In most other translations of the Bible, Pascha is translated as Passover, but the King James Version uses Easter.
Right. Read on.
The reason for this is primarily historical and linguistic.
The reason for this is primarily linguistic and historical. Read on.
When the King James Version was translated in the early 1600s, the word Easter had a broader meaning in the English language, and it was associated with a Christian celebration of the resurrection of Jesus.
In the early 1600s, the word Easter, they're saying it has some broader meaning, whatever. It was associated with a Christian celebration.
Right.
The reason why it's in there is because of Christianity. Christianity is white supremacy, and they
That's
will
right.
change the Passover. They will change the Passover to something as filthy as Easter.
Right.
Change something, good night. Easter is just is what? Celebrating the goddess of fertility. That's why it's about eggs and bunnies. Bunnies are very fertile. A bunny, they have like 20 children at once. Good night. It's about fertility. It has nothing to do with the resurrection of Christ. That's just something they threw in there because the time was about the time they saying they celebrate the resurrection of Christ. Is about the time this pagan holiday celebrates the goddess Estri, or how the hell you pronounce it? Ashtoreth is like the more ancient, and then Westray, or how the hell you pronounce it, which then became the word for Easter. Astarte, and all manner of things. It's just pagan. It's pagan. All right, read on.
Which by the time the translation was completed was closely connected to the timing of the Jewish Passover.
It was literally big because the timing was about similar. The Passover is kept on the 14th day of the first month. Easter, or the celebration that they keep, is kept sometime in April, I guess. I think it's the first Sunday of April. And because sometimes that would line up similar to the Passover, they said, the Christians just said, well, we'll adopt Easter because we're pagan and we want to do pagan things. We don't do anything to do with the Lord and the Bible. There's nothing to do with that. So let's just change this word in the Bible to Easter, because what we want to do is Easter. What we want to do is just celebrate pagan holidays. That's what we want to do. Christians are just, Christians live in pleasure.
That's right.
They live in pleasure, and they are dead while they live.
That's right.
Read on.
In Acts 12, verse 4.
Matter of fact, skip that section and get in the next one.
It's important to note that the use of Easter in Acts 12, verse 4 does not reflect the original context of the Jewish Passover.
Read that again.
It's important to note that the use of Easter in Acts chapter 12, verse 4 does not reflect the original context of the Jewish Passover.
The use of Easter, it does not reflect the original context of the Passover that the Jews celebrate.
That's
the
right.
Jewish, they ain't no Jewish anything. The Jewish man is a damn identity thief, identity fraud. He's a criminal.
That's
The whole
right.
nation of them are criminals, identity thieves and scammers. No better than the Nigerian. Good night. Read on.
But rather the later Christian observance. Modern Bible.
But it's to do with Christian observance. It's nothing to do with the Bible. It doesn't do with the original context of what Pascal or Pesach, which is Passover, what it is. Read on.
Modern Bible translations tend to use Passover in this context to more accurately reflect the original meaning of the Greek word Pascal.
I mean, damn, even after the fact, they changed Passover because they couldn't even uphold the lie that Easter is anything to do with the Bible. They couldn't even hold that lie. They changed it back to Passover in more modern translations, apparently, according to ChatGPT. Go ahead.
So in short, the use of Easter.
And the reason why they did that because
I don't want you to say you got kicked off TikTok.
Don't sweat. Damn. The reason why is because they couldn't even defend the argument that Easter is in the Bible. They couldn't defend it. They tried to squirm their way out of it, but I mean, all you have to do is look at the history. The things you do at Easter, it has nothing to do with the Passover. Even I want you to look up this for me. What foods are traditionally eaten? I'm gonna give you the question. Type this in right here. Into the one you just did. You can scroll down to the bottom and type in it. So we're gonna ask ChatGPT, what foods are traditionally associated or traditionally eaten at Easter? I type in this question in the Caribbean and in England. So that's where we are, or in the UK, in the Caribbean and in the UK. I'm going to show you how Easter directly contradicts the Bible.
Right.
Christianity directly contradicts the Bible.
That's right.
Easter keeps you a slave.
Right.
Christianity keeps you a slave. everything to do with Christmas, Halloween. I mean, everything Christians do, it keeps you a slave. I'm talking to, of course, my brothers and sisters, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians of the transatlantic slave trade. The oppressor can do what he wants. He is pagan. Of course, he can celebrate pagan holidays. It's his holidays. It's his culture. He's celebrating his culture. You're celebrating his culture.
That's right.
It's keeping you a servant to him.
That's right.
The same way if you go and become a Muslim and celebrate Ramadan, now you a slave to the Arabs.
Islam, right.
You're a slave to Islam. You're a slave to Allah and Muhammad. You're a slave to them. Easter keeps you a slave. The Passover is going to set you free.
That's
Make
right.
it there.
That's right.
I hope to see all my brothers and sisters.
That's right.
These brothers and sisters in this class right here, my brothers are free.
That's
My
right.
brothers are free men.
Right.
They're not dead while they live. We are going to Atlanta on the 12th of April. We're going to be there to celebrate the Lord's Passover as is commanded.
Right.
We ain't going to be eating. Give me the foods. Give me the foods, Babu Shah.
But Muslims eat dates. They don't know about dates.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but apparently when they fast, they eat something called dates. You heard about it before?
They eat dates, apparently it gives them energy or something. Slow releasing.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I found out this year. I can't believe I'm 30 plus years old and only found out about dates the other day.
Yeah, Muslims don't. I mean, it's not even a fast. It's a you know, you go hungry for a while. It's a break. It's an intermittent fasting. You can't even call that a fast. It's a break from eating. Go ahead. You eat lunch late. No sweat. Read.
When I'm going, the question is, what foods are traditionally eaten in the Caribbean and England for Easter? Easter is both.
Skip me down to Caribbean Easter foods.
Caribbean and Easter foods. The Caribbean has a diverse range of foods that vary based on island, but several dishes are commonly enjoyed across the region during Easter celebrations. Fish, particularly saltfish. Easter bun or hot cross bun.
So they eat fish, especially saltfish, because you know for Easter and Lent, for some reason you can't eat meat. Again, that comes from pagan customs. They abstain from meat, and then when that is over, they celebrate carnival, where they go and f everything and eat everything, just indulge in all manner of things, because they're pagan.
That's right.
They're filthy. They said, "Oh, let's have this time of self-restraint," and then they explode. I mean, they just, you know what happens to carnival. All manner of concupiscence and, and lasciviousness, to put it biblically. All manner of adultery and fornication and lewdness. Go ahead, sir. Go on.
So I could say that they eat bun during Easter. What kind of bun you're talking about?
Right.
A lot of bun.
There's one box of bun.
Right. A whole heap of bun I go on a carnival after Easter and Lent. A whole heap of bun. Right? And bun, if you eat bun is with leaven. We all know that with the Passover, you're supposed to eat unleavened bread. You can't eat leaven for 7 days.
Right.
Or 8 days, including the Passover. Right? If you could, either one, if you could get me Exodus 12 and from verse 3. We're going to read on with this for now.
Con. It was fish, Easter bun or hot cross bun.
So in England or the UK, you eat hot crust buns, which are absolutely flavorless. I mean, England is flavorless as a whole, right? We eat bun and cheese. It's typically the Caribbean thing. You eat bun and cheese, and if you're in England, you just get less flavor. You eat some hot crust bun, right? Easter, I mean, you eat everything with leaven. Even I think if you read on, it skips me the part where it says something about like cakes and you see the hot crust bun, roast lamb, cinnamon cake, a form of cake with marzipan, and read on. Let me get some more. There's another cake, I think in the Caribbean they eat like fruit cake and things like that. A fruit cake and cinnamon cake, whatever the hell that is, and hot crust buns and bun and cheese.
Cinnamon cake is a rich fruit cake.
Yeah, fruit cake, exactly. You eat fruit cake. I mean, pause. Why? Literally, why? Why are you eating fruitcake when it's the time of the Passover? You commanded to eat unleavened bread. Why? Because Christianity keeps you a slave. It keeps you breaking the law, statutes, and commandments of God so that they can stay in power and you can remain a slave. One thing I was even speaking to my father on the drive up to get to this class, and we were speaking about how back in the day, we as a people used to be far more together as a people, where you know, we just rolled together. We rolled together, we fought together, we had a sense of community. And then, because why? Because in those days, the oppressor was more blatant with his oppression. You could more see it. You could see he hates you. You can see he hates you. And when you're oppressed, you have to gather together to fight back, to have safety. But what did the oppressor do? Because he's smart and cunning, and a sly fox. Because he's the devil, the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Instead of being so blatantly racist. I mean, that, you know, it creeps out sometimes. But instead of, as a nation as a whole, being so blatantly racist, now they hide their racism. And they tell you that God loves everybody. And they look in your face and they do that. You do that smile right there.
Right.
They look in your face and do that, and they make it seem like they like you. So you don't see that you're still at war. You don't see that they're still unaliving you every day.
That's right.
They'll just say, you know, well, you know, it was a tragedy, and this, you know, whatever. They won't blatantly tell you that they hate you, but their actions show you every single day.
That's right.
But because you're a Christian, because you turn the other cheek, like Sakari, you turn the other cheek and get right. You turn the other cheek. Listen, as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, we're done turning the other cheek. Don't turn the other cheek to the oppressor, because the oppressor is an abuser.
Right.
You turn the cheek to an abuser, and he's going to abuse you. I pray you understand what I'm saying. That's what they've done mentally and physically to our people for over 400 years. We just continue to get abused by our oppressor. And, you know, I mean, think of any abusive relationship. If it's all bad, if it's all abuse and killing, then the person is going to leave. They're going to escape and flee or try and fight back. But whenever it's some abusive relationship, there's always some good times. Some good times that the person who's being abused, well, he's not always like this, and you know, there's some good in him. He's just going through a hard time right now. That's what your oppressor did to you. Your oppressor made you some woman who believes that this violent and abusive man, he's not always bad. They're not all bad. There's some good times. There's some good white people. That's what he did to you. So now, you know, we don't see the fight. We don't see the war we're in.
Right.
And now we disperse because we're too comfortable. Too comfortable. What I almost want, I want the oppressor to just show his blatant racism. Just be who you are. Right. Stop toning down your whiteness. Now, like we have to code switch. We have to turn down our blackness. Our oppressor has to code switch too. He has to tone down his whiteness. If he was free to be the oppressor he wants to be, he would be lynching you. He would be eating your flesh and calling it a picnic.
Right.
That's what he would do. You'd be feeding your babies to alligators and sexually abusing men and women and children.
Right.
That's what he would do. He has to tone down his whiteness. So you think everything's equal. You think everything's equal. The fight is over. So what do I need to join with my brother for? The fight's over. There ain't no fight. It's 2025. Ain't no racism anymore. I mean, good night. Right. Your oppressor has made you a woman who is convinced that her abusive husband is, you know, well, he's just going through a rough time. Whatever something happens is, well, that was just, you know, that was just him. It was just him as an individual. They're not all bad. It's not all bad times. I mean, good night. Don't let the oppressor turn you into a woman. Don't be Sakari. Don't be nobody who turns the other cheek. Forgive you. That scripture was used to forgive our brother. But we have all the anger and strife and energy to hurt one of our own. But to defend ourselves against the enemy or to spiritually go to war against him, we turn the other cheek. So like, that was a diversion. we on bun and cheese and why they've given you that tradition to keep you a slave. All right, if you give me Exodus 12 and verse 3.
Come, Exodus chapter 12 and verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of the children of Israel.
So Most High commanded Moses to speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel. All right, all blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Speak to all of these the same way we speak to you today. And we do what? Read on.
God, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers.
We tell you, in this time, he's telling them to prepare for the Passover. Get a lamb on the 10th day, raise it up until the 14th so you can slay it to keep the Passover. We tell you, make sure you book your hotel. Make sure
That's
your
right.
hotel's booked.
That's right.
Pay your Passover fee.
That's right.
Make sure your accommodation, your flight is booked. Get it all done. Prepare. You can keep the Lord's Passover. All right? We done?
God. Else, look. Let me read from here. According to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
Yep. So you have a lamb for each household, so they can all keep the Passover, right? Again, to the sister's question, if you can't make it to the Passover, I mean, in this time, they did it individual as a household. So you could, of course, keep the Passover. If you can't make it, you keep it at home. All right, you're still in the spirit of keeping it. You're not, neglecting it. You're not, I mean, don't think you're what's some excuse someone can have to miss the Passover? Some fake excuse.
Oh, I can't afford it.
Can't afford it. Just can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all broke. Israel, we all broke. But we somehow find a way to keep the Lord's commandments.
That's right.
Forget, you can stop going to the club every weekend. Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry, man. As black people, we all broke. But somehow we find that weed money.
Right.
I've never seen the weed man say, shit, man. Since COVID, yo, my sales gone down. I've never seen the weed man say, yo, since Kia Starmer changed the laws, boy, my money got this and black man. Always find that weed money, man. Getting it, so sucks luck, yeah.
No, as you said, sir, that's a heavy point. It's too much money. Well, you find money to go smoke weed.
Right.
You find money to go to the club every weekend and spend on women and whores. You find the money to buy the new J's, as Officer Zappa once said. You find the money to get the flyest Gucci and whatever the hell. I mean, that shit ain't fly to me. It's like gross. It's fly to me. This is fly to me.
That's right.
This is my brother's clothing right
That's
here.
right.
This is fly to me. Black businesses is fly to me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? My brother's customs, this warlike apparel,
Right.
fly to me.
That's right.
Read on.
God. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb.
Yep. Matter of fact, skip me to let me get the part about the unleavened bread. Let me see.
Okay.
I'm gonna get. Go ahead, sir.
Just this one. Yeah. So it says, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year.
Yep.
Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
So you will take a young lamb, a young sheep or a young goat. It has to be without blemish. It has to be perfect. Don't think that you're gonna keep the Lord's Passover with some sickly, some lamb breaks its leg, and you're like, fine, yeah, I'll use that one for the Passover. No, it has to be one that's healthy.
Right.
This lamb ain't for you. It's not for you. It's for the Lord. When you cook that lamb, you're presenting that lamb to the Most High. You ain't gonna cook some lame lamb that can't walk, some old lamb with blemish and all manner of diseases, some disease-riddled lamb. You're gonna present that to the Most High.
That's right.
You'll give the best, because the Most High gave that lamb to you. Right. The best one you have, the Most High gave it to you. Give it back to the Lord.
That's right.
Give it back to the Lord, and maybe He'll bless you with another. That's another thing that many of our people are thinking that, well, they don't want to, they don't want to pay tithes because, if I give my tithes and I don't have no money to buy the new Jordans, I don't have no money for weed, I don't have no money to go club. The Most High is the reason you earn that money.
That's right.
Give it back. Give what belongs to Him.
Right. Give unto Caesar.
You exactly. The oppressor don't give you a choice. With tax, when you make money, he takes 20%. The Most High just wants 10. That's all.
Right.
The Most High, He wants you to give 10% to His priests. Give the 10%. It don't belong to you. Maybe if you gave that 10%, maybe the Most High will bless you with a good job where you don't have to be struggling so much. But even if you're struggling, pay the 10%.
Right.
It don't belong to you. All right. Where we are? If you could skip me to verse. Let me get verse 15.
That's 12 and 15, right?
12 and 15.
Come. Exodus chapter 12, verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day
Matter of fact, Slaki, if you could get me verse 8.
8, right?
Yep.
God. Exodus chapter 12, verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night.
So you eat the flesh of the lamb. Eat the lamb in that night, in the evening. The Passover is on the 14th day of the first month at evening. Right? When it says the first month, we're of course not talking about January. That's the oppressor's first month.
Right.
According to the Bible, we go by the new moon. Right? The new moon begins the first month. Begins a new month. Right? The first month is around March, April. So you look at whatever the new moon is. When is the next new moon? Or the last new moon was March 29th. That was the first month according to the Bible, the beginning. 14 days from that is, of course, when?
12.
The 12th of April, right? When you keep the Passover. All right? You eat the lamb, and then you do what? With what?
Bitter herbs. So like you mean
read up, counsel.
God. Let's go again. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
You eat the flesh of the lamb with what? With unleavened bread. You eat unleavened bread on the day of the Passover.
Right.
All right, and with bitter herbs. Bitter herbs is things you wouldn't eat, by itself.
Right.
Garlic, onions, seasonings, thyme, rosemary. You cook that lamb up something proper. I mean, good night, Israel. You know how Israel cook.
Right.
You're gonna cook up that lamb with some garlic, some herbs. I mean, good night. Eat it with that and unleavened bread. We just we can make unleavened bread just fly as hell. Tasty. I mean, I'll make some bad unleavened bread. I know y'all might have had the chance to try it, but like I got a decent recipe.
Right.
I might have to put y'all up.
It's not too late, man. This year's coming up.
I might be in the kitchen of Passover making that. I have overdues, of course. But read on, sir. Come on.
God. Eat not.
Matter of fact, now skip it to 15.
15, right? God. Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses.
So 7 days you should eat unleavened bread. And then the first day of unleavened bread, now of course, we go into America, you gotta have that leaven out your house already.
Right.
So before you fly out, take that leaven out of your house. Before the Passover, take that leaven out of your house. Right? Put it somewhere that's outside your household, in the shed, in your car boot. Go ahead, sir.
So you don't know what leaven is, Sak, yeah?
Of course,
Right.
Khan, of course. Leaven is a raising agent. In that day it would be things like yeast. Yeast is a raising agent. It causes bread to rise. Anything that causes anything to rise, any raising agent, bicarbonate of soda, baking soda, yeast, anything that causes something to rise. If it's a raising agent, sometimes in ingredients it just says raising agents. That is leaven. You have to get everything that has that in it out of your house. Either
Might be.
yeah, anything that's if you're not sure if it's a raising agent, if something just you look at something and it looks a little fluffy. I mean, the oppressors, so much the devil the Bible speaks of. As Sister Bra recently, he puts even leaven in flatbread.
Right.
He puts leaven in wraps. The ish don't make sense, but you have to look at the ingredients. If it has any form of raising agent, if you're unsure, look it up, find out, get it out your house.
You put sugar-free products and shit like that.
Facts. I mean, it'll tell you it's flatbread. It's got yeast in it. It'll tell you it's sugar-free. It's got sugar in it.
Right.
It's still gonna rot your teeth. It's still gonna give you diabetes. All right, so like read up.
Glucose.
So he says, eat unleavened bread for 7 days and get the leaven out of your house. But if you're some Christian and you celebrate Easter, you're eating hot crust buns and bun and cheese.
Right.
You're breaking the feast of unleavened bread.
That's right.
You're sinning against the Most High.
That's
because you want to celebrate Easter. You want to be a Christian. Christians do nothing but break the laws of God.
Right.
That's all they do.
That's it.
That's their MO. They break the laws of God. If you want to know who's the professionals in breaking the laws of God, just ask a Christian.
Right.
They the professionals. I mean, good night. They break just being Christian is breaking the law because the Most High says you shall have no other gods before me.
That's right.
You bowing down to some white man. You bowing down to the man that put your forefathers in slavery, in ships, where they had you stacked up, where you was drowning in menstrual blood and feces and urine. You bowing down to a man that threw your children against rocks and fed them to alligators and sexually assaulted your women and your children and the men. You bowing down to that man.
Right.
You bowing down to a man that would whip your back and put wounds in your body and put Scotch bonnet in it. Just look at Thomas Thistlewood and all the vile things he did. He put even feces in the wounds. So you get diseased and all, like, I mean, good night. So like, that's who you bow down to. That's the God you serve. Read up, sir.
God. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Right. You eat unleavened bread during the feast of unleavened bread, that soul would be cut off from Israel.
Right.
If you get cut off from Israel, you don't have the Lord's protection.
That's right.
Easter keeps you a slave. It keeps you a servant to this empire. It keeps you breaking the Lord's commandments, so you don't have the Lord's protection.
Right.
It keeps you sinning against your father, so your father doesn't protect you.
That's
So your
right.
father doesn't come back and raise you out of Egypt the same way he did in the past.
Right.
He raised you out of Egypt, out of bondage, out of slavery. He can do it again.
That's right.
Put down the bun and cheese. Put down the hot cross buns. Put down Easter. Put down Christianity. Put it down. Pick up the Passover.
That's right.
That's right.
Pick up the Bible. Pick up your phone and look up the ISUPK on the Commanding General Hannah. Look up ISUPK.com. Pay your tithes.
That's right.
Do that. Pay your Passover fee. Do that. So you can stop being a slave to this empire and serve the Most High. You're supposed to be a servant, but not to him.
That's right.
Not to that devil.
That's right.
You're servant to the Most High. Serve your Father in heaven. Serve your King Yahushai.
Right.
Christ. Serve him. I think that's all I want on that. Let me get this question if I could.
The question is from Sha'ara. What is your stance on the hawk that was terrorizing people in the UK? So,
the hawk that was terrorizing people in the UK. I mean, so this is just a hawk is just attacking people.
You heard about it?
I ain't heard about that.
I heard a
The
little
whole
bit,
and
actually.
blood in niggas' faces and shit.
Right.
Finally caught it, they was happy, like, oh, finally got it. And so lucky when they caught it, they didn't want to put it down.
Right.
So, oh, it's a hawk, you know.
Why is
Yes.
the animal.
Right.
Google it, man. You match that
I mean,
face.
look here.
When the hawk was actually attacking people.
Yeah, but he's a loose. What do you
Right.
mean, man?
And no one stopped the hawk.
So some hawk was attacking
You
people.
go on YouTube, man.
And no one
My-
stopped the hawk.
My question is, who was the hawk attacking? Was he attacking my people? Or was he attacking white people? If he was attacking white people, that hawk was from the Most High.
That's right.
If he was attacking black people, I mean, the hawk is still from the Most High. He's telling you, listen.
Go on YouTube, have a Luke.
Right.
Luke Hardfisher. And it says, residents petition to save the dive bombing hawk. So that the same hawk that killing people, they got a petition for it. Film it.
Yes.
What did you do with it there?
I'm not sure. This is what 3 days ago.
Village divided over hawk's future. Luke Hardfisher. Luke Hardfisher.
You see it, brother?
I ain't see it. I mean, it's a hawk. Animals gonna do what animals do.
That's right.
What's my stance on a lion attacking people? I mean, it's a lion. It's gonna do what a lion does.
So like your stance on it is,
Go ahead, sir.
I'll be wearing that hawk as a jacket.
Right.
Because you see me
Right.
wearing that hawk as a jacket.
Right.
Ain't no hawk attacking me, and I'm just petitioning to save it. I'll have a brand new corpse, like a hawk.
Amsterdam gonna have, some. You gonna look like the tribe of God after he's done with that hawk. Yeah, you gonna look like the tribe of God. That's how we stance on the hawk. A hawk attacking people. I mean, it's a hawk. It's an animal. Animals gonna do what animals do. I mean, if it's attacking oppressors, maybe the Most High telling the oppressors stop oppressing black people.
Right. Black
Do you-
hawk.
if it's attacking, go ahead.
The black hawk.
It's a black hawk. I mean, if it's the hawk in Israelite, it's an Israelite hawk. I mean, shit. I don't know about my stance on the hawk. It's a hawk. It's a Hulk attacking people, just like a lion can attack people. I mean, an earthquake can attack people. It's just from the Most High.
That's right.
The Most High can just make anything happen. Tomorrow could be your last day if the Most High could send a hawk out of the sky, dive into your head, and unalive you for unimpacted. You could be unalived any day. A landslide could happen, or a sinkhole could happen and just swallow you up. My stance on the hawk, my stance on any natural disaster or any thing that just seems crazy and unalives people. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Keep the law, statutes, and commandments, so you're not in the congregation of the dead and become dead.
That's right.
Keep the statutes and commandments, so you are living in life.
Right.
Even if you die, you died in life. So you come back in life.
That's right.
Don't break the laws and then you end up dying and now I mean, it's rough. It's gonna be rough when you come back. You a sinner and you die back in a sin-filled life. There's so many things that we suffered when we were in the world because we sinned in the past.
Right.
But if you come back, I mean, you come back to the Lord, you can be blessed. You can be blessed. You might not be attacked by a hawk.
That's right.
Or you might. I mean, Satan might send a hawk at you.
Right.
Are you gonna forsake the Most High and say, well, why would the Lord do this and send a hawk to attack me? Maybe you didn't deserve that eye. Maybe, I don't know. Just keep the Lord's statutes.
That's right.
That's it. That's it. Go ahead. It's about hawk.
Go ahead. It's about the Lord. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storms and tempests and the flames of devouring fire.
And hawks.
That's right.
You can just send a hawk.
There's a beast. There's a power that says, and the teeth of wild beasts.
Oh, wait.
It might be like that.
Not bad, yeah.
No sweat. All right, I can try and find it.
The power says with teeth of wild beasts.
Yeah, I mean, the Most High could take your life any day. You don't have to
right.
send too much of us. He could just take your heart. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's it.
It's like that, me as well. It's crazy how, like, growing up here as a black man, you're looking at what bullets, police and shit, and whatever. No one ever thought, fucking hell, I watch out for a bird, man.
Right.
Because you know how ridiculous the Lord is. You feel me?
Right.
Like, growing up, you're thinking, shit, man, I watch out for a bird. I look out for guns, bullets, AIDS, cancer. Meanwhile, the Lord can kill you with a bird, man. Fucking bird. You're a bird that belongs in a cage.
Right.
Listen, the Lord ain't let to joke. Like, no one ever thinks, people think H2O is a joke. Oh, water, that's a joke, man. Remember, the Lord's causing flood to the same water, wiping out nations.
Right.
That's how crazy the Lord is. Like, destroys nations with wind. Wind and water, like, and a bird. So like, it's mad, man. So look,
Yeah, the Most High can do damage. He's a terrible God. That's in the Bible. He's a terrible God. Fear him. Don't fear the oppressor.
That's right.
Don't fear the oppressor and say, well, I'm going to keep Easter because, well, what if I look different? What if I stand out? I'm not celebrating Easter. I'm celebrating the Passover. I don't want to stand out. Fear the Lord.
That's right.
Don't fear no devil. Don't fear your wife. Don't fear your children. Don't fear what your wife would say if you stop celebrating Valentine's Day.
Right.
Fear the Lord. Your wife can do what? She can key your car. I mean, shit. The Most High could take your car.
That's right.
He could take that car and drive it off a cliff. He could make your engine fail. He could make your brakes stop working. A bitch can key a car. Slash some tires. Oh well. Fear the Lord.
Right. I've got one. Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
Fire and hail and famine and death.
Right.
All these were created for vengeance. Don't be on the wrong side of the Most High.
That's right.
Don't make him want to enact vengeance against you. Don't be that. Don't be that person. Don't remain in the congregation of the dead. The congregation of the dead, they die every day. We see it on the news.
Right.
They die every single day. Go ahead, sir.
Come. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction.
The teeth of wild beasts and scorpions and serpents. You could be going about your merry life smoking a spliff, and a serpent, a black mamba, goes and bites your ankle. You're done. You're done. You could be, in the forest lollygagging and, you commit adultery in a forest to keep it hidden, and a black widow spider bites you and you're done. A hawk flies out the sky into your cranium and you're done. Keep the law, statutes, commandments.
That's right.
Don't be on the bad side of the Most High.
That's
Don't do
right.
it. I'm pleading for you because I love you. I want you to live. Don't do it. Be at the Passover on April 12th.
That's right.
Keep these law, statutes, commandments. Get the leavened bread at your house.
Right.
Put down the bun and cheese. Throw it away.
Right.
That's right.
Put it down. Put down Christianity.
That's right.
Because I love you. Put it down. It's poison. It's literal poison. It's keeping you a slave. It's keeping you from being free.
Right.
It's keeping you from living. It's keeping you from being alive. Because you think we all fall short and the laws are done away with. It's keeping you from being alive. You never know. If you're a Christian, you might be the next hawk victim. You might, a goddamn pigeon could fly out the sky. I mean, a seagull could run up and take your food, run you for your pockets. Or a hawk could take you. Or a lion could escape out the zoo. Some gorilla just goes AWOL. Just keep the laws. That's your duty. That's your job. You are Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You want life. You want to live. This Bible right here. These words are spirit in their life.
That's right.
Matter of fact, if you could get me Deuteronomy 30, was it Deuteronomy 30 and 19? Let me get it right quick. 31 and verse 15. Is there any more questions?
31 or 15?
31 and 15.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 15. And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in the pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle.
Hold on, it might be 30. I might have mistyped.
30?
Give me 1 second. Yeah, 30 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good and death.
The Most High has set before you life, life and good?
And good, yeah.
And death. He set before you, you have two options. You can keep these laws, statutes, commandments, and you can have what?
Life and good.
You can have life and good. Or you cannot keep the law, statutes, commandments. And you can have a spliff every day. Every day and every night. Before every meal. I mean, you could go and sleep with every single whore you find. Sleep with all of them. You could go and commit adultery every day. All these songs about adultery and sleeping with another man's wife. You could steal from everybody you meet. Steal from everyone. Murder everyone. And you find what?
And death and evil.
And death and evil. Right. If you choose that path, you will receive death and evil. You could just be attacked by a hawk. Right?
That's right.
Be dead.
That's right.
He sets before you life and good. These rules that the Most High has given to us, this wisdom that no other nation has.
That's right.
We should be jumping at this
right.
to embrace these rules that no other nation has. You have the Chinese eating bats and cats and rats and dogs and starting COVID-19.
Right.
Wherever the hell that came from. They say it was made in the lab, but they say it came from China. They're getting all types of diseases because they don't know what to eat. Something as simple as the dietary law. These other nations don't even know what to eat.
Right.
They don't have that wisdom. We know what to eat.
That's right.
We know what we can and what we can't eat. But when you choose death and evil, and when you eat pork every day, you have a seafood broil. You end up with gout and high blood pressure and hypertension and diabetes and every disease under the flipping sun. Cancer. Right. Smoking weed or smoking cigarettes and get cancer. Or you could choose life.
That's right.
You could choose life and good. Not good to what you think is good. You think weed is good. You think pork is good.
That's right.
You're a fool. You're an effing idiot. Follow what the Lord said is good. If you don't know what the Lord said is good because the Christian church ain't teaching you, you come to the ISUPK and we will teach you what is good.
That's
We will
right.
teach you the Bible.
Right.
Because your Christian pastor ain't teach you nothing. Because he knows nothing. He's a fool. And he's made so many of our peoples into fools.
Right.
He's deceived so many. Because the oppressor, he on the oppressor's payroll. Well, the oppressor has deceived him. It's like, so you got a question?
Like we see what was good. Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy,
right,
and the commandment is holy, and just and good.
Right. Damn right, sir. The commandment, these laws, statutes, commandments, they are just. They are right. You don't lean onto your own understanding. What you think is right, this against this law, statutes, and commandments, it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. You think it's right that God should come for everybody. That ain't in the Bible. It's wrong.
That's right.
You think, well, what about the white man? What about the Africans? I ain't worried about the Africans. He said there's a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Right.
What you think is right is wrong. What the Most High says is right is right. That's just and holy. Read on, sir.
Those are 30 and
15.
Yeah.
Or 16.
God, 16. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God.
You are commanded to love the Lord our God, to love the God of this Bible, to love the God that tells you not to smoke weed. Love him.
Right.
To love the God that tells you not to commit adultery, even though she looks bad. She bad as hell, and she wants you because she's a filthy whore. Most High tells you not to sleep with her. Most High tells you don't sleep with a whore. Don't sleep with some white woman who's easy. You want to sleep with her because she's easy as. I mean, good night. You could get her. I mean, you could sleep with 1,000 white women because they're all whores.
That's right.
You're gonna catch something in the process. You're gonna catch a few things.
Go ahead. A white woman on the Young Space Show.
God.
She's like, yeah, it's a doctor tongue.
The doctor?
They look like doctor tongue. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, these white women,
That's easy, man. If you're a human being,
right,
and you attract to a woman that likes a dog,
I mean, it's like you said. I mean, they call it man's best friend, and the women are sleeping with it. Who knows what the men are doing with it? I mean, good night. Those Edomites, they. I mean, every wicked sexual perversion you can think of is in them. It's in them. Every evil thing, every evil sin is in them to do. Those women are whores to men. Never mind whores to beasts. I mean horses.
Right.
They're horse girls. They're horses. They are the horses women.
Right.
They the rib of Fido. They the rib of Rex. I mean, good night. Yeah. Don't sleep with Lassie. She wants to sleep with a dog because she is a dog. She a bitch. It's like
that's right.
I'm not gonna get cut. It's like, I've been drinking. It's like I've been drinking. That's it. Don't sleep with no. Fear the Lord. Fear the Lord. That's it. Read on.
17.
Read from 16 again.
16. I'll read it from 16. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and keep his commandments.
You are commanded to keep his commandments. Like this is not a suggestion. It's not you don't have no choice. You don't have no free will. You are commanded to keep his commandments.
That's right.
I mean, how much clearer can it get? You're commanded. This ain't no suggestion. You are instructed. You are ordered. All you can say is Khan one Khan. Or you're choosing death and evil. You choose it. You choose to die from lung cancer. You choose to get AIDS. You choose it. You choose to die from diabetes and high blood pressure. You choose to just a hawk attack you. You choose to just randomly your brakes fail and you fall off a damn cliff. You choose it.
Right.
Read on.
God. and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply.
That you might live and multiply. Keep his commandments so you may live and multiply.
That's right.
We die every single day because we're not keeping his law, statutes, commandments.
Right.
We in the abortion clinics, our children getting unalived before they even touch air. Get unalived before they even, have a conscious thought. If you keep these law, statutes, commandments, you might live. You might have some life.
Right.
You might not get stopped and frisked by the police and put in the back of a van, and your life is over because you can never get a job again. You can never do everything again, and you have to turn a life of crime, and you end up in a cycle of prison. You might not, be unalive because your mother is some whore who slept with some fool who, they both had no responsibility, made you, but they didn't want you, so they don't like you. If our people kept the law, statutes, commandments, we might have life.
Right.
We might not die. We might not be expected to die by the age of 22, by the age of 20. I mean, good night. I'm 23, and there's brothers that like, they would dream of making it to 23.
That's right.
They could only dream of making it past 20. If we keep these law, statutes, commandments, maybe we could have life. Can't. All right, let me finish this one. Carl, if you can read this.
We don't can. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
The Lord will bless us in the land we go to possess it. The Lord will bless us when we keep his law, statutes, commandments. I agree.
It's like a can. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not.
But if you so stuck up in Christianity and you just want to celebrate Easter so bad, you're just itching for the bun and cheese. You're just craving for some hot cross buns. If you will not hear, if your heart will turn away and you turn to Christianity, or you turn to Islam, or you turn to Rastafarianism or Pan-Africanism or anything that is not the law, statutes, and commandments, if you are not at the Passover on April 12th, your heart turn away. Read on.
So that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods.
So that you become drawn away and you worship other gods. You worship Ashtoreth and Estra, however the hell it's pronounced.
Right.
You worship some goddess of fertility instead of keeping the Lord's Passover. The Lord's Passover where he delivered you out of slavery. You are in slavery right now. If you want to be delivered from slavery, you have to keep the law, statutes, commandments.
That's right.
If you want to be delivered from this slavery, you have to keep the Passover.
That's right.
If you do anything otherwise, you're remaining a slave.
That's right.
You're remaining in the congregation of the dead. Your heart is turned away and you're following other gods because you just want death. You want death and evil. We just want this cycle of violence and crime and sexual perversion and all manner of wicked things we suffer. We just want it to continue, clearly, because we stay stuck up in that Christian church that we know is wrong. But it's so easy. It's so easy to be a Christian. I mean, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to change anything. Because we all fall short. Because, no one's perfect, and Christ was God, so that's the only reason he could keep the laws. I can't keep it. I'm just flesh. I'm just sinful flesh. I have to sin. If you're a Christian, you feel like you have to sin. It's a requirement for you to sin, apparently, if you're Christian. It's a requirement. Damn near, it's like being jumped into a gang. Like, you have to commit some crime so you can be there. Like, you have to commit sin so you can be in Christianity. Otherwise, they'll damn near look at you sideways because you know that they're all sinning. If you're not sinning, then you can snitch on them. But if you are sinning, then you all keep each other's secrets. Like they do in them fake Israelite groups. They all just keep each other's secrets. Like they did in Sakari. All of a sudden it's coming out now that they are homosexuals in there. And the breakup from that group is full of homosexuals. Talking about that. The purple homosexuals, I mean, good night. It's well known that they homosexual. Apparently it's not well known enough. They in there twirling and popping their arse. The men, not the women. The men. The women is all, covered from head to toe down there in the burqa. But the men, they can pop all types. They can twirl and dance and pop their butt. I mean, good night. What's the difference between the Christian church?
Right. Like if you want to join the purple group, you need to sign a disclaimer.
If you want to join them purple sodomites, you sign a disclaimer to not disclaim how they in there popping butt.
Right.
I mean, you know, who knows how many pagan kits were ordered in the purple? I mean,
that disappeared.
Who knows how many pagan kits they made disappear? All right, with that, where are we up to on that scripture? What verse we on?
This one's still at 17.
Come on, if you can read it, go. If you can read also.
And worship other gods and serve them. I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whether ye go to possess it over Jordan.
This is why we don't live past the age of 20. Our days won't be prolonged when we don't listen to these laws, statutes, commandments. This is why we don't live past the age of 22. We have people going into prison and juvenile centers when they're 13, 16. Like you're already in a life of crime by the time you just hit puberty. You just hit puberty and you're already in prison. You're already in some juvenile detention center. You already have AIDS. You already have you know, I mean, good night. Our days will not be prolonged. Even our elders, like the queen died at what? Damn near 100. It was 90 something or 100 and something. They live long and old and they live fat. We live till what? 80 at best. You're lucky if you make it past 80. You are incredibly lucky. You better be on some strict diet and you know, I mean, good night. The queen was eating bacon, rice, and tomatoes till she died, till 98. The stress we go through unalives us.
That's right.
The oppression we go through unalives us. The police brutality, the oppression, you can't get a job and you're stressed and you can't pay rent, that unalives you. The conditions we in, the mold and you can't eat, so you're eating cat food. This is the life we live. Our days aren't prolonged. Read on.
Verse 18. So I'm at 18. I denounce unto thee.
I think you had read.
Oh yeah, finish that. Verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death.
Again, the Most High set before us life and death. He set before us, you could choose the Passover. You could choose to be here with your brothers and sisters, to celebrate and keep the law, statutes, commandments. Or you could choose Easter. And you could choose Christmas. And you could choose birthdays. You could choose that. Or you could choose the Passover. You could choose the Feast of Dedication. You could choose the Day of Atonement, the memorial of blowing of trumpets. You could choose your culture, your identity, your history, your language, your people. Or you could choose the white man, Easter.
Right.
You could choose to be a slave to him. You could choose it. You could choose death. Whenever we serve him, no matter how much you kiss his ass, he will die anyway.
Right.
Because he is an abuser. You're in an abusive relationship. See it. Don't choose to turn the other cheek to him. If you could read on, sir.
Come. Blessings and cursings.
Blessings.
Go ahead. Therefore, choose life. That both thou and thy seed may live.
The Most High set before us blessings and cursing. You could be in this truth. You could be in the ISUPK and the commanding journey of Hannah and receive blessings. Or you could be in the church and be cursed.
Right.
You could be cursed to live the same cycle of violence and the same cycle of whoredom, the same cycle of baby daddies and single mothers. And,
right.
I mean, child support. You could be in that same cycle, or you could be in the truth. You can receive blessing. He said, therefore, choose life. Again, that's an instruction. That's not a suggestion. Christians talk all this stuff about free will. You don't have free will.
That's right.
You have a choice. You can choose life or death.
That's right.
You don't have no free will. If you choose death, you die. He's telling you to choose life. He says, therefore, choose life, that thou and your seed may live.
Right.
If you love your children, be in the ISUPK.
That's right.
If you love your father and your mother, be in the ISUPK.
That's right.
If you love your cousins, your aunties, your sisters, your brothers, be in the ISUPK and the commanding Johnny Hannah, so maybe the Most High will have some mercy on them for your sake.
Right.
Protect them, because you would be sad if they died.
Right.
Because you would be sad if a hawk flew down and alive them randomly.
Right.
And now you have to not attend their funeral because we have the Passover coming up. I mean, good night. Choose life.
That's right.
With that is the class. I'm gonna pass it over to the pass it over to Priest of Crofts.
It's like we're on time.
That's it.
I'm gonna pass it over to Priest and Officer Slapper one. You can close out with the announcements and the salute.
Right. Khan, we are the ISUPK, started out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, ruled for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will call each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3, verse 8 to Malachi 3, verse 8 to 10 means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of every penny, of every increase, of any increase that the Lord giveth you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you will like. Upcoming holy convocation. That's the feast of the Passover, which is on the 12th. ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. That's right. All right. Remind Akians and Aqua to check the bulletin boards in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And with that, I'm Madia. Give the teacher a 1K to salute. Madim Shabbat. Madim. All right.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatam. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatam.
Khan, Yad Yamata. Sa. Oh, dismiss. Dismiss. Right.
See y'all on the 12th.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.